today we are going to be talking about how to solve any problem. And I know that this is a little bit of a general, not general, this is like a huge promise, but I really want you to utilize the thought processes and the way that I problem solve through things to really help you to take a look at your business objectively. And I teach this to my clients. I teach the different things that I'm going to teach you here to my clients, because one of the most important things for you to understand as a business owner is that you will always have problems in your business. Okay. This is a good thing. This means that you are alive. Okay. So sometimes I have people who come to me and they're like, once I make such and such amount of money, some magical number, then I won't have problems and it won't be a big deal. And I will tell you, I have consulted in multi-million-dollar companies and they still have problems. The difference is they're better at problem solving and they don't make drama out of their problem solving. Okay. And they're able to move through things very quickly without making it mean all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay. The reality is you will always have problems. The problems you have now are probably different than the problems you will have when you make more money. The good thing is, at whatever stage you are at right now, when you learn to effectively problem solve, you can learn how to utilize your brain, which is the best tool in the whole wide world, to help you solve your own problems. Okay. That is like my spiel about it. And now I want to go into the steps. So there's basically 3 steps. The first is you have to identify the root cause. What is the root cause of this problem? So if you have a problem, say, with a challenge launch. So let's say you have run a challenge launch. It didn't do as well as you hoped. Maybe you had 1 sale, maybe you had 0 sales. Whatever the data and numbers are, we have to look at the data and numbers, and we also have to look at what's going on with your feelings. Okay. Sometimes what I find is that some coaches want to just only look at the data and the math, and then you're left there feeling, oh my God, but what about all the emotional shit? And then you stop yourself from advancing anyways. Okay. On the other hand, we have other coaches that sometimes go too much into it's all in your brain and it's all in your emotions and you have to feel it and blah, 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 but then do not give any tangible, actual solutions to solving the math problems, and therefore the business cannot grow. So we are not in therapy, but we are also not in a CEO boardroom. So we need to address both in order for you to move forward. And this is actually, as you've heard me talk about podcasts, our huge mission in the world is to really help entrepreneurs who want to help others with solving these 2 problems. We want to help you have business systems and strategies that actually build sustainable businesses. And we want you to function optimally and stop suffering needlessly by telling yourself stories and shaming yourself and all the things that our brain likes to do because of old programming. So this is a combination approach. And what happens is when you have any problem, you usually have some elements that are math problems, some elements that are a drama problem. And if we're using the wrong strategy to cope with that problem, to fix that problem, the problem will forever remain. So I'm going to give you some examples here. So let's say you wanted to do a challenge launch. You did the challenge launch and you had 10 people register for your challenge launch and you had 0 sales. Okay. Now, is that a math problem or is that a drama problem? It is both, because there is an element there of you having the math problem. There were not enough people registered when we know that a challenge launch can convert around 3 to 12% of registrants. But even if we went with the high number of 12%, you only had 10 people registered. So 12% of 10 is still not even one sale. So nothing has gone wrong here. Okay? Nothing has gone wrong. You have no math to back up what you are trying to do. Okay? Now, what happens is many times we start with a math problem. We don't know what we don't know. Instead of seeking help or seeking support from, say, someone who understands this kind of stuff, we make up stories. And our brain just is so good at doing this because it's done this our whole life. And it'll start saying, but that's why you suck at coaching. That's why you're not going to ever make it in this business. You better go find a job. Like all the things that your brain wants to tell you. Okay. Now, if that happens, right, now we have two problems on our hand. We have the math problem of we had a challenge that had only 10 registrants, 0 sales were able to be made from that. And now we are coupling it with drama and internal brain chatter that is destroying our self-esteem and our ability to move forward. Okay? So if from that place you frantically are scrambling, trying to feel better, you're building a brand new funnel. Now you're going to go do a webinar. Now you're going to be doing this market must have never have worked. This messaging must have never worked. I'm going to go find another market. This just doesn't work. I'm going to go get the 9-to-5 job. See how we're making those decisions based on anxiety, which is a drama thing, right? When we're making those decisions based on anxiety, then we only compound the problem, and the math problem, which was the problem from the beginning, is never solved. Okay? So what we must do is really separate the math problems and the drama problems. Fix both of them in a very, it's not a big deal way, in a way that, is not going to create more problems. And then from there, we can move forward. Okay. The same is true with a drama problem. So let's say that you're feeling a lack of self-esteem with the type of service you're providing or with being able to get your clients results. Okay. And so you say, you know what? I have a math problem. I just don't know how to get any sales. I just don't know how to get any sales. Now, you've had a few sales before, so that's actually all just a drama problem because it's not true. Okay? And so from that place, you're making drama, and then you are trying to solve it by then buying a sales course after sales course to try to get your sales up. Only the problem was never sales. The problem was never that you didn't know how to do something. The problem was not a math problem, right? It's not like you needed 100 more people in that situation. What you needed to do was help your confidence. Okay? So in that way, that drama problem can never be solved by a math equation. Okay? Are you getting what I'm following me? So drama problems must be solved by emotional support and actually helping you to reframe and to think about things in an empowering way and in a way that is going to move you forward. That's the drama problems, right? On the other side, we have math problems that can be solved by mathematics of business, okay? Like actual business solutions. But the trouble comes in a business when you are the solopreneur and you are so back and forth and trying to put the wrong solution on the wrong problem. It usually just creates more problems in the opposite way. So if you have the drama problem where you had low self-esteem and are buying sales course after sales course after sales course, and then you have low self-esteem, so you're having trouble implementing it, you're having trouble sticking with it, going through, following through, doing the videos, etc., then you're going to continue that pattern, which is then going to add to your problems and actually create a math problem for you. And the math problem is now what you're bringing into the business is less than what you are spending to try to solve the wrong problem. Okay? So this is how I problem solve. I really look at what is the root cause. Do we have a math problem or do we have a drama problem? And then we actually solve for the actual thing. Okay? Let's move on to step 2. In order for us to solve any problem in our business, we must understand 2 basic things. 1, how actual businesses work. I'm not talking fancy schmancy online internet marketing crap. I'm talking how businesses work. We must understand how businesses actually work first. And we must understand how our own brain works so that we can solve the drama problem. And I think I'm going to do another episode on a alter ego / more mindset thing that comes up that I see all the time and that I teach inside of one of my programs. But for now, we must understand how business works. We must understand how your brain works. And the brain is going to create the drama problems, and understanding how business works is going to help us to problem solve to the math problems. And that's how you're going to understand what solution is needed and where the actual root cause, there's a stopgap in there. Okay. Oh, and I just want to say, right? So like in our program, what I teach you is how to build a business on a solid foundation. And we use the analogy of a house, right? So with a house, you have the foundation of the business. Then inside the business, you have what we call the revenue line, which is what keeps your house nice and toasty warm. It is the revenue that is generated in your business. And then the top, the roof of the house, is your 3 income tiers. With that being said, right, if you do not have a sustainable foundation, if you are finding yourself replacing the same $1 to $3 to $5 to $25,000 every month in your business, then we know we have a problem with the way the system works together. It's not just understanding how business works. Yeah, you need sales. Yeah, you need like financial stuff. Yes, but we need to understand how it all works together, right? Because when the system doesn't work together, that's when we have a stopgap in the math problem. And that's when the math problem starts to really cripple things, okay? So now let's move on to step number 3. We're going to troubleshoot like an experimenter. So a lot of my clients have told me this one mindset has like completely transformed how they look at their business. So I'm going to teach that to you right now. In your business, what you want to look at is just pretend that you are a scientist. Okay, you're going to go put your lab coat on, go into this artificial room where you have the problem that you are experiencing, and you're going to make a hypothesis. I think that if I solve my math problem of having 10 people in my challenge by, say, let's go with the first example that I gave, which was beating myself up and trying to get myself saying that I suck at challenges or whatever and make up this whole story. I suck at launching. I don't know what I'm doing. I might as well go back to a 9-to-5 job. That's the current, like how it's all playing out right now. But instead, if you went into the experimenter role and you said, you know what? I wonder how I might get more than 10 people into my challenge. I wonder how I could get 100. How could I 10 times the number of people that I got in to this launch? I wonder what that would do for the rest of it. And not be going in there and changing every aspect of that experiment, because if you've ever done anything in science class, if you change too many variables, then you don't know what was the one that really worked. And you just change that one aspect, right? You're like, I know this is a math problem. I am going to change this variable and I'm going to get more people in. That way I know that it was actually, yes, it was a math problem in terms of volume and it was absolutely impossible. But if I get 100 and I still have no sales, then I will know what else I can improve. But if I'm not even giving myself a mathematical chance here, then there's no way for me to actually know if that was the right solution. So troubleshoot the whole thing as an experimenter. You are no longer you who is attached to the outcomes of what's going on. You are the experimenter. And you can utilize this mindset at any time and just get really curious and troubleshoot in your brain and allow yourself to come up with ideas and hypothesis no matter how crazy it is. And really just say logically, okay, if I do this, then what about this and this? And what might happen if I did this? And what might happen if I did this? And you just keep troubleshooting through it and look at what is the worst case scenario, what is the best case scenario, and really walk through each step of what solutions might come, right? Then you actually go through like an experimenter and you take action to solve that problem with your best hypothesis. So if after doing the brainstorm, you're like, okay, you know what? I am going to double down on Instagram for the next 90 days so that I can grow my Instagram following to X number of people so that the next time I launch this program in 90 days, I will have a bigger pool of people. And then I think that I will be able to hit my 100 registrants, right? Then you have something that you're working towards and you're actively working on solving that problem. Okay, now you got to watch your brain because it's going to want to say, that's too long, it's taking too much time, blah, blah, blah. And then we just deal with the drama that our brain will naturally always come up with. But in the meantime, you are taking action on solving the actual problem, which was originally a math problem. Okay, so that's how I would really look at it. And then that action will give you clarity. So once you go through, you grow the following, you redo the thing, then you're going to know, oh, I get it now. All these people are saying that their problem is actually this. It was the messaging the whole time. I'm going to shift and do the shift during the launch or after the launch or however you want to do it. And it ends up working out. And then you actually give your people what they need. So this is basically how to solve any problem. You're going to identify the root cause. Is it a math problem or is it a drama problem? In order for this to work, you have to have knowledge of two basic things. Number one, how your business works, and number two, how your brain works. So that you can really say, okay, this is definitely the math problem. This is definitely a drama problem. Number three, you're going to troubleshoot like an experimenter using your brain and working out all the kinks of possible solutions and brainstorming through possible solutions without judgment of yourself, without criticizing yourself, just in a totally curious way. And then from there, you're going to take action to solve the right problem. And then from there, you're going to get clarity about what is the next step or how to amplify or whatever else. Or you might find a new problem by then, which you can apply the whole process all over again. But my whole point in sharing this with you is a few things. One, there will always be problems. That there's nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with your business. That is part of being in business. Number two, we want to apply the right solution to the right problem. So math problems require mathematical solutions. Drama problems require actual like coping and emotional intelligence and support and coaching, really. I don't know how else to describe that. Okay. And so both of these will have different needs, and you'll want to really understand how both work so that you can apply the right solution, move forward, and troubleshoot. and really understand, like an experimenter, what are the different elements, what would go into it, and really working through the best case scenario, worst case scenario, and then actually taking action on your best hypothesis. So this is how to solve any problem in your business. I hope you found this helpful. This is pretty much the process that I go through in my own brain when I am coaching my clients. So I will look at the problem that they're presenting me with, and I will look at what elements of it are the math problem, if any, what elements are the drama problem, and where is it totally overlapping because of wrong solution applied. A lot of times, if you are finding yourself in that overlap, it's because the wrong solution was applied. And so we need to like take it 2 steps back and solve the root cause problem. Okay. So again, really looking at that root cause, analyzing it, understanding how business works is going to help you so much to move your business forward in the long run. And that's what I want for everyone, to build a sustainable business that stands the test of time. So I hope you have an amazing day.